the next slide I want to talk to you about, to give an overview of what we as the Gantt work group see as a typical PDF workflow. And when we come to the questions afterwards, we also always try to point back in which area in this PDF workflow we are. Here you see the typical creation process, starting with artwork creation and image creation. Artwork is usually created in a device color space, CMYK mainly, and spot colors. The spot colors are not separately listed here, but everywhere where you can see CMYK, usually spot colors are also allowed. So artwork is usually defined in CMYK and the spot colors for printing purposes. Images are more and more prepared and delivered in the RGB color space, hopefully with a source profile. And in some, there are still some cases, or because of legacy material, images are delivered in CMYK or being already separated to the so to speak output intense color space. Then those two elements usually go into a layout application. We have here two typical layout application where a page is designed in already with the intention of a specific printing condition. So everything that's then defined on the page is usually in CMYK and spot color. When you think of InDesign, you load you place the RGB images, you place the PDF or Illustrator artwork, and every color you define in InDesign is then also usually a CMYK and or spot color in the outputs color space. Then we come to the process of the creation of the PDFX file. Currently, there are three, so to speak. There's a legacy method. The legacy method is the PDFX1A method, where when the PDF gets generated, everything gets converted into the CMYK output or destination color space. So the resulting PDF is only in CMYK and spot color, and all the transparencies are flattened. That are the old Gantt workgroup specifications, and starting with 2015 and newer, the Gantt workgroup specification shifted to the PDFX4 file format, which explicitly allows the use of transparency, also optional content or layers, and also color managed elements. There's still a requirement in the market that a PDF file shall only contain CMYK and spot color. So we created a variant called Gantt Workgroup 2015 PDFX4 CMYK, where the PDF creation process converts everything from RGB to CMYK. Again, spot color gets preserved. That's the middle variant. And the new variants we're working on are the ones that allow RGB for the market segments of offset printing or newspaper or cold set printing. RGB is only allowed for images, so no vector elements like texts and lines and so on. RGB is allowed. Everything must be defined in CMYK and or spot color. And the new variants we're working on for large format printing will allow all elements to be color managed. This is not on that slide now. So that was the left side. That's the PDF creation. And on the right side, you see the PDF output. Typical ways that that a printer receives such a PDFX file. They sometimes check the incoming PDF file if the PDF file is according their requirement and also to industry standard specification, and then they send it to the printer to either a DFE or a PDF output workflow, where an additional CMYK to CMYK conversion can take place, like ink saving, what you see today is very often happening for offset printing, or when you go to a printing machine that has a different output gamut and has different process colors than the CMYK color values based on isocoded V2 CMYK to output color gamut transformation gets done to match then the final print to the expected results. So that is what we see as a typical PDF workflow. There might be, or there are ways around, or some secret sauce color conversions going on in today's workflows as well. And there are sometimes requirements to make a shortcut, but the general PDF X4 workflow, so to speak, is what we see here at the moment, and most of our answers will reflect on that workflow.